Oh yeah, don't do that.
from a fake eye. Yeah. So I should keep it in my vision.
Do your best.
Yeah, go to the light.
And also, I didn't even really know that it was set there and turned on. That would have been, although maybe I should have presumed it was coming.
I always crack myself up. I always clean the side you can't see out of.
Everybody does. Everybody does.
Can you see better now?
Everybody but me. Well, kind of. Yeah.
Is it all clear?
Well,
He gets his
Clearer.
gel all over his glasses. when he
clearer
touches
Mo. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, his eye that he can't see out of. That thing gets so dark. I'm like, I can't even see in there.
Yeah, like I said.
He only cleans the one side.
Oh yeah. Also,
All right. We are-
everybody, like I said, everybody does both because they're adorable human beings.
Adorable human beings.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're good to go.
I'm the only blind asshole that only cleans headlights.
So you're gonna have to tell stories.
No.
You gotta keep your stories to a minimum. Okay, so 15, 20 minutes instead of an hour.
Okay, which stories are we going for?
Well, Mo will
Sometimes
ask
I
you.
don't remember.
Well, Mo's gonna ask you stuff.
You remember all kinds of stories.
Well, it depends. It depends.
Yeah.
But Mo's gonna ask you stuff.
Nothing
Yeah.
about prostitutes or nothing like
Well,
that.
yeah, that's fine because I'm in a,
Now it's in his head.
I never,
He'll tell you the best friend story.
yeah,
No, we don't want to hear the best friend
I
story.
never admit anything illegal that's not actually legally provable. Most of the time.
Just remember, this is like you got kids in the house.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a family atmosphere.
Alright?
No.
We have ruined him for
Uh,
life.
Thomas is.
I
really
doubt
nice.
it. Yeah. Well, I don't think I was ruined. I think I was normal though, and I just brought everybody to my normalness.
All right, we're ready. Ready?
Yeah.
No.
Good morning. It is what, Tuesday morning, July the
July
1st. July the 1st. Just a few days from 4th of July. You know, we celebrate our independence. We're here at Forge Valor. We're here with Michael Snyder and Thomas McCrae. And Mike Snyder donated his horse to us. He wasn't riding it and could no longer ride. So he brung old Smokey up to us so we can use in our program. And Smokey's going to start getting in shape. And end of this month, we are hauling him to Montana. He'll be with the rest of the crew. And we rode him yesterday when he come here, and we'll have a few pictures and videos posted on our Facebook. You can check old Smokey out and hopefully support old Smokey. And he was a great horse. He hadn't been rode in a while, and he just took right up to it and rode right off like an old champ. He'd been riding yesterday. But we were so fortunate we needed another horse, and we were so fortunate that Mike Snyder thought of us. And then he brung Thomas, sidekick, along with him.
Yeah.
And we've been hanging out, I guess,
Just 7 years.
Yeah.
you and I have been hanging out longer than 7 years, haven't we? Oh, I met Thomas first.
Yeah, and then so 9 years and 8 years. Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah.
I think we both went to one program.
Yeah, but
at
you
the first
you
time.
you were a year prior,
Yeah.
Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Thomas, they called me up. I guess 2014 or 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15. And they said we got a guy that wants to ride horses. I said, well, will you be interested in helping him? I said, sure. They said, well, he don't have any legs. I said, okay. And he's only got one arm. I said, okay. And he's only got one eye. I said, well, it's a lot less stuff to damage when he falls off.
Or as I say, I'm pretty durable with what I got.
Yeah.
Yes, you're pretty
So
good.
just-
Pretty durable,
just-
big.
I told him, I said,
So-
Thomas, I said, whatever you do, if you fall off, don't break the only arm you got, because I'm not wiping your butt. And, so we had that one rule.
Yeah. Also, you're not the only one that doesn't want me to end up that way.
I'm sure there's a lot of your mama and everybody else.
Oh yeah. Everybody
So-
around me, they're like, yeah, please don't.
Don't tear that one arm
Tear
up.
that one up.
Yeah.
But we had a great successful ride, and then of course Thomas went to the mountains with us. Mike Snyder's been up to the mountains of the Bighorns in Wyoming with us. And so they come here with that horse, and they stayed here in our Airbnb bunkhouse we have on the property. And Thomas has told us at least 500 times that this is not ADA compliant. And and we don't have a bidet, we don't have this, we don't have that. So we're gonna have to, we collect some donations to upfit our bunkhouse.
Although I did say it was more by wheelchair too, that it's a pain in the ass on that issue.
Yeah, well, his portable wheelchair is kind of a pain in the butt.
And also, I didn't move something around here. I didn't reorganize gently, not with my childbearing yet, yes, but the,
All right.
I shifted it with my push pathways.
So we're here to kind of discuss bringing the horse, what Mike Snyder kind of maybe a tiny bit of their history, military history. Mike and Thomas will kind of tell you a brief synopsis of their military history, but we're most concerned about their path for purpose. Most concerned about how that Mike Snyder and Thomas use horses, use leather, use the time with others and other veterans to grow and to help others and to just be an asset to society, and both of them are. Thomas is kind of comic relief,
Yeah.
and when everybody starts feeling too good about themselves, Thomas will make sure that we're knocked back down on the totem pole.
Slide
Bring it down.
So Mike Snyder, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So first off, Mo, thanks for having us out here and having us at the ranch. It's a very special place to me, to my family, and I talk about special place to my family also because my wife, when I couldn't drive about 10 years ago, I was hurt in the Marine Corps. I received a traumatic brain injury, two of them, one on the right side of my brain, one on the left side of my brain, left me to have epilepsy, and a few other issues that I have with some things. But 9 years ago, 2016, when I came out to the ranch for the first time, my wife dropped me off in Raleigh. Mo came down and picked me up. I spent 2 weeks out here with Mo, and why I say family is important is that him helping me ultimately helped my family. It helped me reintegrate back into my family. It helped me reintegrate with my wife, my kids, to get re-engaged, to just be better for them. And the best part is that synergy that I have there, and to watch them succeed and watch them go on and do some great things and hopefully some even greater things. All of that I did with, Mo just introduced me to all kinds of different things, programs that he had, ideas that he had, spiritually, physically, mentally, all those different challenges that we started with. And one of the first things what we did was we did some leather work. And I found that I had a talent with some art that I never knew I existed. And
You have a Facebook page and a business, right?
I do. Most of the business nowadays, though, is just I do donations. I make projects for nonprofits to auction off and they can get. And I do a little bit extra to help raise some funds for different nonprofits. So I do it now as more of as just a love for it and to keep me busy rather than just that hardcore business part of it. But I carved some stuff in leather. We did this old stool, and I go back to family one more time. Is the stool that I built? I brought this old raggedy piece of leather in that had a shape, and then this bolt. So I made this stool, and it was my wife's grandfather's stool, and it was in their old horse trailer. And I thought, how cool would it be to carve some things on this stool? And that's what we did. We made a few stools. Then I learned how to weld. Mo brought me out to the shop, never welded a day in my life, and we welded some bolts. We made some bolts, threaded, did all kinds of different things with it. And then after that, we actually went in and he had me do some movements with boxing, essentially is what it was, some bag, and it was to mainly get my brain re-engaged and start to really focus on different things. And then he would talk to me. We'd sit down and we'd just talk about life. We'd talk about spiritual things. We'd pray together. We would, we would just discuss life in general and ideas that we both had. And it was nice to engage in conversation. It was nice to engage in just the simplest thing, a cup of coffee and two people talking about life in general. And some of the things that we need to get back to as families, as individuals, just to recenter ourselves. And this is a place where they can do that with, with the nonprofit that Mo has built, with his team that he has, is to re-engage the family, re-engage veterans, to make sure that we are well again for society, to make it a better place overall. And that's the most important part, is that we all now can recontribute to society as a whole. And the most important part is that only happens when you build a purpose within yourself again. And that's the most important part, is that it gives us purpose again. And you get that here. You really kind of think back and say, okay, this is my purpose. You know, when you don't have the cell phone here, when you don't have this here and that there, all these technology things, as Mo will tell you later, he's not the best with technology. So it's probably best that he's out here without technology. And we can all re-engage ourselves and talk and communicate. And, you know, sometimes some of the best communication is unsaid things. And that's what I was getting with a horse. When Mo got out here, he really taught me to understand a horse, to, without talking, without doing things, just movements, calmness in self. The horse reacted to that, to watch these things just occur. And I had already loved horses because my wife had made me love horses, not made me, wrong word. But yeah, you will love horses. No, that was not the case. Yeah. But I just had this huge love for horses. I love watching my wife just engage with that horse and be a part of that. It was so special to watch. And coming out here with Mo, I was able to engage another part of my brain and my being, and to just be with that horse, be present with that horse, be present in the situation. And this morning it was like old hat for me. I'm walking around here talking to all these horses, not physically talking, but mentally talking, communicating, a touch, a hand gesture, a love, and then they come right over to you and they pull you in, part of the herd, right? They give you, they want you to be part of them, and we want to be part with them, and it's just an amazing thing to experience. And it was cool to watch Smokey. You know, Smokey comes from a background back in out east in North Carolina, but his real background is out west as a real cowboy horse, a cutting horse bred, and he came to this special farm, J&G Farm, and it's just an absolutely amazing place that he was at. And he was the owner's horse, and Miss Judy and Gwen and their dad passed away, and that was his horse. And he was just an absolute special being, his spirit, everything about him. And I was working at the barn, and they asked if I would take care of him and, you know, let him be a part of me and my family. And you know, as progressed, I could just see that Smokey needed more, and he needed a job. And Miss Gwen and Miss Judy, they also saw the same thing. And you know, we all together as a team, that whole barn, said, you know what, Smokey needs to thrive. And to be able to watch him yesterday was one of the most special things ever. To see him go back to what he knows inside is just absolutely the most amazing thing. And to watch his smile today, watching a horse smile is so special. Watching a horse just interact with each other, I learned so much, and it re-engages my soul, it re-engages my heart, it re-engages my purpose, just watching those guys. And seeing now that Smokey is going to go help so many other families, veterans. It's just, I mean, how can you not just fall in love with this place and Mo and his team? And it's just absolutely amazing. And I know the purpose that he's given me, and I know the purpose that he's given my family. And it's really cool to look back over the last 10 years or 9 years and say, wow, this is, I'm just blessed. So just an amazing place to come and be a part of. And yeah, it's just awesome. And thanks, Mo.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Typically, us three get together, and there's not this emotional side, so he's kind of yanking my heartstrings a little bit. We usually just picking on each other pretty hard. But like Ronald
treat it
Reagan.
like a Marine.
Yeah,
Bond.
yeah. You guys need to
Treat
beat me
it like
up a little
Marine.
bit more. This is a little too sensitive, but the Ronald Reagan had that plaque on his desk. He said the best thing for the inside of a man is the outside of a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just last week, I had a group of like 15 young people come out here, and I introduced the horse, told them about the nervous system and the heart. The cool thing about a horse is that their heart feels you. It talks to your heart from 4 to 5 feet away, and they can remove or you can enhance anxiety in them.
Yeah.
And that's the communication. So we have that ability too. I'm sure everybody here has met somebody for the first time, and you go, I don't know about that person. Well, that's their. The first time I met Thomas, I was like, nah, I don't want anything to do with him. But no,
It's going to be trouble.
It's going to be trouble.
That's
And it has been trouble. EOD tech, you do not let them stop at Walmart or hardware
No,
stores or
we're
anything.
back.
Yeah, because they're gonna buy some chemicals and blow something up on.
Ooh,
the place.
yeah, not.
Yeah, you can't. You
good.
gotta
Yeah,
watch them.
oh.
Yeah, but so,
You know,
but that is a great. Horses have been a big, huge part of my life, and I believe in '95 when I was at New Mexico, they saved my life. I learned to ride, didn't know whose horse it was, and it just kept coming up. So I ended up getting on it, and next thing you know, I fell off. I don't know, 500 times, and put baling twine around its mouth, and I was riding through the Mazama Mountains in New Mexico bareback. And it was 2 years before I ever had a saddle, and that horse taught me everything. Horses are still teaching me. I've been training horses, I guess, for a long time, or they've been training me for a long time.
Yeah.
But they made me a better father, better communicator, and it's just been a big love of my life. And I don't want to over spiritualize a horse, but they are part of creation.
They
and
do put one's mind and heart in the right place, so they really do.
You know, one of the things that Mo, you talk about though is that horse, and you don't want to spiritualize a horse so much, but you've got to look at what that horse truly is, because you know I go to a barn every day, right, and I help out, I build fences, whatever. I mean, there's one horse that I'll go fix a fence, and that horse will steal the tools out of my back pocket.
Oh yeah, it's all
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
I mean, it just wants to engage with you, wants to play with you, wants to be a part of you.
Kind of like that
And-
goofy one Gunner.
Yeah, Gunner, your horse Gunner.
He's
Yeah.
really, really goofy. He is.
and-
It's fun.
And to watch that happen, and you know, and Mo's right. When we get together, we have a good time. Like yesterday, I turned the seat heater on, and I mean, I didn't turn the seat heater on.
You did turn the seat
the
heater
truck,
on.
but I did turn
You
the seat
forgot
heater
I'm
on.
sweating going somewhere.
But he's just complaining. He's like, "Man, I'm hot."
Hot,
and I
hot,
figured
hot,
out
yeah.
that the seat heater was on. But you know, this goes back to a long time ago when Mo would mess with me. I liked my foo-foo coffee, which now I drink more black
Ooh.
coffee. But we're in Amarillo, Texas, and a bunch of veterans together, 7 of us, and we're all riding. I say, I want a coffee, so we go over to this unnamed coffee establishment, and that serves foo-foo coffee.
Yeah.
And he sends me inside, and I come out. Well, now all the veterans want a foo-foo coffee, but I'm the one that walks inside with all the money, and I go buy all the coffees. I come out, they're not there anymore. And across the parking lot, about a half mile away, all right, could be a mile in about another 10 years, but about half mile away, there they are on the truck just waving at me. All right, so yeah, we do get up to a lot of fun things.
Well,
too.
I wanted him to burn those calories off on that.
Oh, yeah,
foo-foo
and I need to
coffee,
burn a
but-
few calories.
And my foo-foo
I was,
coffee.
I was thinking about his best interest at heart.
Yeah.
So
Black with a little other special creamer and nothing else. is
yeah,
fine.
so we think about all these
Coffee.
things that we do, the communication, everything. The most valuable thing that every human possesses is time.
Yeah,
Is time.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets away, and we lose focus, and we miss the mark in life. But it is not love to tell somebody or do all these things. It is love to actually take time.
Yeah, and give it.
To give time freely without knowing that you're not getting this done, not getting that done, not doing this. You know, and I live on a
Yeah.
pretty good sized ranch, and yesterday when they get here, we still have to move cows across because we moved some cattle the other day when I had a veteran family here, and I let them move cattle. Well, we ended up leaving a couple of babies over there, and we just had a mess on our hands with babies. And so we ended up getting all the baby situations straightened out, getting cows back with their calves, but it's always something like that. There's always something that needs to get done.
And when people come here too, which the amazing part is, when they get away from technology, when they get away from the world around them, and they come here, and you can look at what the time you have. You know, he engaged that family. They've never done anything like that before, but that's the first time that you could, and the story Mo told me was you saw each part of that family engage with each other. You saw each part of that family start to work as a team. They started to have synergy, and that's the stuff. I already knew that happened. I already knew that occurred. I used to watch that occur all the time with veterans, my buddies. I've met so many friends, Thomas and I now. Oh my God, we're ridiculous. Some of the antics
do
we
have
get
a
up
good
to.
time. We do have a good time.
We every year we travel together. We go for about 3 weeks every year on an adventure, and we've hunted all over the United States.
And we're
We've
gonna
gone-
hope we get enough years out of
Yeah.
it. We'll see.
We've gone to an F1 race. We've gone to just different things, and we just have different stories and different fun together. But I would have never known Thomas. I've never engaged with some of my other veteran buddies on
If
not
it
just the
hadn't been for here.
if it hadn't been for this ranch, but more importantly, now we get together and we can just communicate and we can talk and we can be engaged with one another. And that's the most important part.
Well, that is. I mean, heart speaking to heart is communication. And one of the biggest part of communication that we all seem to forget is listening. Listening is huge because communication is both ways.
Oh yeah, and I'm horrible at
I
listening.
can be bad.
We
at
all
that
are.
one.
We
I'm
gotta-
not-
Yeah, I think we're all thinking about what we want to say and not really listening to what's
Yeah.
being said. That's a chronic
Or
human.
I have an inability to track conversation to a certain point, so I have in my brain, so I'm not a good listener in that aspect either, because I fly out after a while.
So-
although that's a little brain damage issue. At the end,
So Mike, you were a Marine,
Yeah.
and what did you do?
Oh, I was I started out as a crew chief on aircraft. I started out on the CH-46 helicopter. We call it the Frog in the Marine Corps. Then in 2000, I moved over to the MV-22 Osprey. Did some developmental flight test work with that. Took it on multiple deployments. Did a bunch of deployments with the 46 also. Yeah, so good time. And then I ended up I retired in Washington D.C. So yeah, I had a great career. I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of great things. Saw a bunch of different places in the world. A lot of amazing, beautiful places, and a lot of not so beautiful places. But in every place that I've been, I was able to find and capture some beauty. So it was actually kind of cool too.
The world's a beautiful place.
It is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
miss everything.
Yeah.
What and so the what is it, the turbo, the blower in the
Oh yeah, so
exploded.
yeah, one of my injuries that I received was I was doing some flight tests, and one of the parts of the aircraft, the part of the airplane, unexpectedly hit me in the head. And it's funny is I had the injury in 2005, and slowly over time and it was never treated because I didn't think I was hurt that bad. But over time it caused me. They found out I was having seizures in my sleep, and then they found out I was having then I started having seizures during the day, and then I started doing some other things. And it's funny is that seizure disorder on my right brain, that one it's damage to my brain. But the only thing that helps with that, like seizure medicine doesn't help, but the only thing that helps with that is therapies. And so then that goes to music therapy, that goes to art therapy, that goes to
music and art therapy.
yeah, and that goes to the therapies here with horses. That
or
goes
the
to
therapy of going out and doing morning chores.
morning
Morning
chores. Yeah,
chores.
for you, man. Yeah, that's your.
Well, when
therapy.
I met you, I guess in 16, your brain would get overwhelmed, and you would just start to stutter real bad.
Yeah.
And that you had multiple micro seizures a day.
Yeah.
And you didn't drive. Everybody had to drive you places. And
So annoying.
yes, and now you're driving and you're talking clear, articulating, and it don't seem to have any speech.
So it's a daily thing.
Retraining the brain.
I just have to retrain the brain every day. Do crossword puzzles. I'm actually going to school right now. I'll graduate with a bachelor's degree, which I never thought I was going to be able to do.
Cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity, and then just
Where's our refer to?
So
You'll finish eating crads up at one point.
Huh?
You did back in school because you needed to go back and eat crayons again.
I ate a lot of crayons the
Yeah.
year before.
Yeah, I'm with two Marines, so we didn't bring any crayons, so that's for dessert later. But you know, and then both of you guys have went through near feedback through another great nonprofit organization.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
And
awesome stuff.
Yeah, that's really helped
And
out.
also EOD Foundation pushes that program like crazy.
What foundation?
EOD.
EOD Foundation.
But they actually, when I went for my HBOT training here, they dumped a grant into their bank account here in the state for it. Although not necessary, they do that for any EOD tech goes for HBOT. The other part was they funded my neurofeedback for 30 sessions in the clinic there.
Wow.
But they also do where they'll fly you around, but for EOD techs to do HBOT and neurofeedback clinics, and that actually helped me dramatically.
Well,
dramatically.
North Carolina, the state of North Carolina has a great program
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you know the House and the Senate in North Carolina had voted a long time ago for veterans to receive HBOT, which is hyperbaric therapy. So and you know there's a lot of organizations out there that are starting to see the effects of other therapies, not just medicinal therapies. You know, that's another thing to think about. You know, like I was on 9 or 10 different meds at one point.
Oh man, that's
And then when I came
I don't
off
wanna
of
talk
all
about meds.
when I came off of all those meds, the way I did it was through therapy, through the music, through the art, through the horses, through the engagement of just different neurofeedback training, and you know, even as something as simple as an organization bought me, you know, this Aura ring, and this, you know, it helps me, you know, do my breathing. It helps me do manage my stress. It helps me, you know, I engage in it. I become purposeful in my daily healing journey. So
yeah, you're a big part of it.
I'm a part.
You're not just waiting for someone to come along and fix everything. You're actively pursuing to get your life, your purpose, your everything back in order.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, me and J&G Farm, you know, when we all kind of teamed up and they came to me and said, you know, Smokey's probably a great place for him. I was out with Mo. I mean, you drive on this place, and even Smokey was starting to, you know, just smile and be a part of it. So it was cool.
So Thomas,
It's a great place, Smoky.
so Thomas, tell us a little bit about you.
So I am Thomas. I've been hanging out here with Mo for several years, as long as I can get up here. That's the issue, because I cannot drive. But I joined the Marine Corps in 2000. Initially was a machine gunner, and then I became a bomb tech later on. Because apparently being a machine gunner wasn't dangerous enough. I don't know.
That's not dangerous enough. I need to defuse bombs.
I enjoy the bombs. Being an EOD tech, it's different, but also EOD techs are just, well, we're normal together, but apparently we're a little off. I don't know. We'll see.
I would say more than a little off.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of EOD techs, and they're all a little.
They're a little perfect when we're together.
Yeah, we need.
We're normal when we're together.
Yeah.
That's what I tell like my mom. She thinks we're crazy.
Well,
I know I gotta do it normal.
Marines are normal when we're together too,
Oh, yeah.
and then society says, you know,
Yeah,
I think Eleanor Roosevelt at one time said, you know, those Marines are, you know, kind of a crazy creature, you know. So there's a whole statement that she's got. I don't remember.
Unnecessary crazy creature.
Yeah, yeah. And then you guys are just a little bit even more special than the rest of us.
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
But I did.
with that Thomas.
Six deployments, so I spent most of my time out in the desert. That's what I'll say. So I got what I refer to as a bachelor's degree in hell. Oftentimes a little self-voluntary though, but so when I ended up getting out though and got wounded really bad at the end of it, and came to it 3 months later, was a little blind but not surprised. So when I felt my stumps when I came to, well, ain't that just fucking typical? Although I was blind.
Family show. Family show.
Oh, sorry.
That's it. We can edit it.
Yeah, you can edit it. That's a fun one. I go.
We can put a beep in there.
But also the part was, how do you teach somebody to do that when they've been wounded? Where you look at it like that, you just go, well, ain't that typical, and laugh about it, and wake up and keep going, moving on, keep moving on.
Yeah. Thomas is super encouragement. I mean, missing as many body parts as he's got. And I tell you a short story.
One of the best things about coming out here, though, because I'd say the best things I got out of my marriage were horses and my daughter. That were the two best things I got out of my marriage, because I was not around horses before her, although I keep them now, obviously.
Funny how wives get us involved in horses.
Oh, but
Yeah.
I kept it.
Yeah.
And the other part is, one of the nice things was, because I get treated, well, when I was first getting approached by the other part of that program, they were asking me questions that I couldn't answer. Although I had horses and, for several years, rode bareback a ton, was having a blast and had them at home, and I couldn't answer a couple questions, and that was why I had to come over here to Moe's, because I couldn't answer whether I could trot a horse or do something else. And I went, and it was because I went, when I go on those things, and I was going to riding clinics, although at the same time, when I get onto a horse, I've never felt more normal in my life, no matter what's wrong with me. Internally, everything emotionally lines out and is perfect.
Wow.
But when I got wounded so bad, I was going to riding clinics, and but I couldn't answer whether I could trot, because I went, all that I've ever been allowed to do was walk on flat ground, because they treat one like a liability without ever saying that.
So
I
Mo
go-
threw Thomas on a
Yeah,
horse
that's-
and said, "Have a good day."
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, he can ride. He stays up there good."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I said, "Let's go get the cows." So we went out and gathered cows up, and we pushed the cows around the arena. And Thomas looked at me, and that horse took off across there chasing that cow. And he quit. I said, "We didn't spend the last hour getting these cows up just to make one turn to run." I said, "Get back there and
Yeah,
work
get back. It was a good time.
Yeah,
But
it was
it also
it
was
was
my
a
very
blast.
first time with cows, and there's something about being on a horse and chasing cows.
Oh man, it's a
That is-
drug.
oh,
It's bad.
That's a
If,
good
yeah,
time.
don't.
And also
it
being-
has cost me a fortune. Horses and cows are just. It's a major addiction. Yeah.
Somebody says,
But I'm gonna
"Well,
just comment though.
push it as far as I'm allowed to push it, not as much as somebody else says it, which is phenomenal about being here."
I'm gonna throw a
That
comment
guy.
out though, Tom, real fast, about what you said about, and how I kind of joked about Mo just throwing us on a horse and going.
There's some safety stuff first.
Yeah,
we
there's-
go over
there's-
things. I'm not
yeah.
just out here trying to get people killed. Let's get that straight.
No, there's a lot of safety stuff. Trust
Yeah.
me. All right. Anything in the world, there's always a lot of safety plan. But the key to it is, and I say this is, they had a seatbelt on Thomas in the saddle. They had all these
yeah.
different things in Thomas, and they made sure that he was safe the entire time. But the idea is that you let somebody challenge themselves.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. Expect
you-
great things, and you will get the great things.
And when you allow somebody to think within their own mind, like, okay, I'm kind of scared up here. Well, okay, Mo thinks I can do it, or John thinks I can do it, or Fred thinks I can do it,
Or Tom's left is that,
or
is
Tom.
where-
And
where it
that's
goes.
the thing where you self-challenge. So it was cool to see Thomas trot again.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that part I wanted to.
Yeah, he
comment
just
on.
mentioned John. John Mayer is our partner, and we just kind of he's not here, and just kind of forgot all about him. So sorry.
Yeah, we love you, John.
And also, they've been calling me for probably actually my case manager there for years, and she finally went, "Tom, do you want me to just have somebody over there call you, because I know you're gonna love this?" And I went, "Sure, shit." And
Yeah, we did. We called the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And although, like I said, I couldn't answer those questions because I'd never been allowed to do those ever since I got wounded. Although, like I said, I do. That is one of my happy places, is being up on a horse. Like I said.
Wasn't there a great story about you and Tom Dunn? One of the magazines. What was that magazine called?
Oh.
Ropers.
American Cowboy Magazine.
American Cowboy Magazine.
Yeah.
Great story about Mo and Thomas and
Yeah,
kind of their
that was in 2015.
their work together that they did
Yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, it was. And Thomas went to Bighorn Mountains in 6 days, rode in a horse, 10, 12 hours a day some days.
Yeah.
And we lived out, we camped out. It was pretty hard on all of us, but we say, Thomas, you need
Oh,
a
yeah.
break. He said, no, I'm a
No, I'm
professional
fine.
sitter.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I can sit like
I can
nobody's
sit
business.
like no other.
Hey, you know that brings up another. Mo said Campen and Thomas and horses. Mo's got a great story about losing Thomas that he really needs to
Yeah,
share.
I've
with
never
you.
lost Thomas.
hilarious.
Thomas is right here. I know exactly what Thomas
Hilarious.
is. No, I mean, if you want to tell the story, Thomas, I guess you can.
Well, I don't tell it nearly as good as somebody else. I don't. I think I slept through it.
Yeah, well, all right. I guess I'll tell the dang
Yeah.
story.
Oh, you got to tell the story.
So we're in the Bighorn Mountains, and we get to a new campsite, and so I was looking for a place to set up our bedrolls. We sleep in bedrolls, and I brought a cot up there for Thomas, and there was just enough room on this place for and I don't think about things because I'm not in a wheelchair and I got 2 legs and I walk along, and so I go up there and set the cots up, and there was just enough room for two cots. And then so I said, well, Thomas don't need a whole lot of space, so we threw him out to the outside edge. And then but his cot was leaning downhill, so I had to put a log underneath it, and I got his cot back up level. And then that evening, when we're traveling over to take Thomas to our new sleeping quarters, it was I realized what a bad spot it was because his wheelchair is leaning sideways. And then he said,
It also might have mentioned that one statement about which rookie.
yeah.
But it was a beautiful.
What
view.
dumbass's idea it was to come over here and set up camp on the side of a mountain? I believe that's what it was, more or less.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
More or less. Although it was a really nice view.
Oh, we were above a river, but we were literally, it was not very thought out. And I've never lived it down. That was in 2016.
No, he's never lived it down. He never will live it down.
So I'm rolling him over there in his wheelchair, and I'm having to hold one wheel off the ground just to keep that thing from. And then I said, Thomas, if something happens, if this wheelchair takes off, I said, you need to jump, you need to drop and roll, baby, because you're going to end up in the river. And he just is raising hell at me. And he had to use the bathroom. He had to take a leak, and so he had to lean off his wheelchair. And I'm holding on the back of his shirt because I said, I'm getting ready to lose Thomas.
Roll over or fly out.
So we get up there to his get him in his cot and bedroll, and then we all go to sleep, and we wake up in the morning. So it's John Mayer, me, and Thomas, and we get up and we get all our stuff together, and we're like, "Where's Thomas?"
And I'm gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And then John said, "You think he went to breakfast already?" And I just looked at John. How's he gonna get there?
Yeah.
He's down there
Got
swimming.
up and all of a sudden floated across the river.
Yeah, he's down there
I'm
swimming in
pretty
the
sure
river.
that wasn't me that could do that.
So- So we're hollering for Thomas. We're looking around, and I noticed that the log had fell out from under his cot, and he had slid inside his bedroll all the way to the bottom. And so finally, I picked up the bedroll, and I looked down in there, and he's all crammed down there in the bottom of it. Help! so we found Thomas. We never technically lost him. We just misplaced him.
Just misplaced me in the bottom of my sleeping bag.
I think we've misplaced you a couple of times actually, but we've all had some great adventures, and we've been very fortunate to travel this great, beautiful country.
Yeah.
But so Thomas, you said you had an accident and you got you disarmed one of them bombs, kind of got you.
Well, I got unlucky finally. I say because sometimes bad luck will kill you quicker than being wrong. But I was actually on the last time, although I had to ask somebody, tell me what happened because I remember nothing, Mo. So I was, me and my team member had parked the truck, and we got out of the truck, and I cleared a lane down to a compound where they had found a cache and some IDs, and I cleared a lane first, and my team member fell behind me and cleared behind me to double up and make sure I didn't miss anything. And but when we got down to where we were working at it, he got the robot stuck inside the compound, and I went back to the truck on that lane. But I always cleared like I never walked there, you know. So I was clearing it for a third time, if you include me, my team member, and then me when I was walking there the second time. And I grabbed whatever I was going to get out of the truck, and when I was going back my third time walking on the same path with a detector in front of me, I stepped on a 20-pound ID. So like I said, sometimes bad luck will kill you quick. And then I woke up a few months later.
Yeah, and now,
Although, like I said, I woke up laughing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a great attitude. You have a great attitude. Thomas has got horses. He got a cow from us, Smith Ranch.
Yeah.
We brought a cow up there.
Oh,
You remember when
Good times.
you had a wild cow at your house?
and also, I think I too get people to push themselves a little further.
Absolutely.
Because if Tom is riding and you're getting stressed out, I might be laughing at somebody and saying, "Well, why don't you drop the reins? Because you're pissing that horse off and might go off that cliff."
Yeah.
That way that doesn't happen. But at the same time, drop the reins, take in the great view that you're at, and keep going. And if Tom's laughing and saying things like that, I think too it helps push other people beyond that level they normally.
Well, it does. It's hard to think about how bad life sucks for you when you see Thomas sitting out there pushing you or going
But
somewhere.
I never think about it that way.
One of the best pictures I have, and I cherish, and I'll share it with Mo, so you can get it out to everybody else. Is this other veteran, Travis? We were in Arizona
pushing
and
Thomas.
Thomas in his wheelchair across a field, and to see the dedication for each other and the teamwork for each other.
Another EOD guy.
Another EOD guy.
Yeah.
But Thomas mentioned, like
And he's missing both his legs, so he's got two
Yeah.
prosthetics
yeah,
pushing Thomas in a wheelchair.
yes.
Yeah, it's a great picture.
But the other part about Thomas saying that he inspires kind of some other people, I can't say that I haven't used Thomas against a couple of my children. They were giving me a hard time. They didn't want to do something. One of them didn't want to tie their shoes. So I looked at him finally. I was like, you know what? You need to tie your own shoes. And I kind of slipped out that I said, Thomas can tie his own shoes.
Yeah.
And my daughter at the time was like, all right, Dad. And then she started to go, and all of a sudden she said, wait, Tom's got no feet. So, and I said, he can still tie his shoes.
Oh yeah.
And, but that's that motivation to keep moving forward no matter what it is, as simple as tying your shoes. Tom does have shoes for his prosthetics, and I've seen him tie his shoes. So just that simple task, all those simple tasks that we take for granted sometimes, he pushes through and he keeps doing all that stuff. We were talking about your motivation to do things and other people watching you, to say, holy cow, I can do this. I can look inside myself and make these. What were some of the things the kids said to you the other day, Tom?
I got told.
So those kids that I had here, that's what Mike's asking me.
Yeah.
The people they were with made them write down things they remembered. And the one thing that most of them got was do something you're scared of every day. And just conquer some fears. If it's just talking to somebody or whatever. And Thomas inspires people to do something
that they're scared of.
Although I don't think of myself as inspirational in any way, shape, or form. Just do what one can while they're alive.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Tom drives a tractor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I drive a tractor.
Not very well,
No.
but he drives
Well,
a
it
tractor.
depends. I can. The downside is I can't drive it up here. Although if I could, I'd probably would say, "Hey Tom, it's time to go on."
Well, so I went to Thomas's house years ago, and he had pallets stacked up here and pallets stacked up here, and he had a ramp going up these pallets, and then another ramp from that set of pallets to these pallets, and he was getting ready. I said, "No, you're not driving up them pallets on that wheelchair while I'm here."
I guess
Wait,
so.
I don't care what kind of crazy snack you want to do, but you ain't driving on them pallets while I'm here.
That's how Tom used to get into his tractor.
Yeah, he would drive up on them pallets.
Yeah.
But they got a little chair on the side of his tractor now.
Yeah. Well, I got a lift from actually Be Adaptive on the tractor, and also hand controls on my Kubota, my side by side. Although I gotta have a prosthetic arm and stuff like that. So I do enjoy doing that kind of work, but also I set myself up long term to do in my retirement what I really do love doing, which is having a small area, basically have little livestock and cattle and horses. But like I said too, horses were one of the things that I got introduced to in 2007, and I got them, but also being able to find a place these days where Tom can be allowed to go as far as I want to go without being quietly treated like a liability. That used to be an issue for me, but it's not a problem here, because somebody here goes, well, Tom, just tell me if you're ever at a point where you can't do it anymore or something like that. And I don't think there's been. I don't think I've
So-
ever hit my personal point where I went.
No, we've never
I
slowed
need
you
to
down.
take
That's
it
for
off.
sure.
So to see his, for all the horsemen out there and all the ranchers and everything else, I'll have to share a video with Mo of Tom and so Tom feeds all his own cows, he feeds all his own horses, feeds his animals every day, he takes care of them. His cows are so well trained they come up to the door and ask to come
Yeah.
in.
They
But his horses know exactly. He has them trained to walk right in their stalls in the morning to get fed, and he even picks stalls. So all you that hate picking stalls, watching Tom pick a stall is an amazing, amazing feat in the mornings. But I'll take a video of that stuff and I'll show it to you because it's just neat to see how calm he is in that part of his day.
Oh yeah, and like I said, some people might refer to it as chores. For me, it's more like a therapy. And here, though, what was funny was yesterday, somebody said we got crap to pick up, and I do that at home. But somebody went, how do you do that? One of the girls that was
One
out
of the
there, they go, yeah, how do you do that? I go, well, it's actually not as bad as you think. I just can't do it right now because I'm in the wrong wheelchair. I'm literally injured by the wheelchair I'm in.
Yeah.
And so I can't go out and grab a pitchfork and do a little work with you guys. Because that is one of the things, like I said, I did set myself up to be able to do things like that. And then my daughter, like I said, the best things I ever got was my daughter and horses. And we'll see how long she sticks around.
And you got a
Yeah.
house. They built
Oh,
your
yeah.
house. Is that the Gary Sinise Foundation?
No.
Tunstall Tower.
Tunnel Towers.
Tunnel Towers?
Yeah.
Tunnel Towers.
Yeah.
Yes, although I'd recommend getting oh, yeah.
Sorry.
But
we didn't mean to
Also,
interrupt.
I have an accessible house that is beyond belief, but also more importantly too, because I cannot drive at all, I have a lot of people around me that help me out in certain areas I just cannot do. I do.
Yeah, but Thomas, one of the things we like to do is coming up with solutions. And
Yeah.
if you do have something that's hard for you to do, think about a solution how you can fix it. Think about a solution to get through that issue, your fear. And so Thomas takes something simple as doing his stalls. Well, his stalls are modified a little bit so that he can actually get a wheelchair in, and his sliding doors are modified a little bit to help him get them closed when the horses are in there
I
and
have
open
that
them.
beautiful chair.
Yeah, and he's got a really good chair
Yeah.
that helps him do those things.
Yeah.
Thomas and I hunt every year, and we've come up with together engineered some systems for him to be able to see and to achieve. So look at yourself internally and say, what can I do to make this so I can do this, so I can achieve these goals?
I'm highly logistical. I became a high logistics something or other. I won't use the term right now, and I need the people around me that can help me get to those points, which you have because you're a logistical genius, and you're a little bit of
Logistical
an
genius.
engineering genius, and things like this that
Thank
really
you,
do help
Thomas.
me modify things to enable me to do what I do better.
One of the cool things is Thomas
Do it all
has a house that we worked on together to get it upgraded, and it's his name of his house is Josh. And the cool part is I walk in the house and I say, "Hey Josh, Mike's here,"
Yeah.
and the theme song to Rocky starts.
Rocky starts playing.
So I asked the engineers to make sure that happens when I go there.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's again the little joke that we play. So Thomas hears that theme song come on, he knows I'm there at the house.
Oh, Mike's here.
Yeah.
No, we've had some great adventures. We were in
Although great song.
Wyoming, the Bighorn Mountains, on that same trip, and we're moving cattle, and some of them cut off to the left. And I had 5 or 6 people with me, and Thomas was one of them. And I said, well, I'm going to scoot over here and punch these cattle back up with these other ones. You guys keep moving forward. And so it took me a little longer than I thought to go punch them cattle back up. And I get up here and I see everybody but Thomas. And Thomas is ahead of us about 100 feet. And I said, guys, you can't let Thomas lead. He can't see but about 12 foot in front of him. I said, he'll run himself and the whole herd off a cliff.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe maybe not myself, but it's because I take a lot of listen to the horse while I'm
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And so you
yeah.
know when to let a horse
They were just-
lead you around.
Yeah, they were just
Go.
gone, moving the whole pack of cattle, and everybody else is in the back talking.
And then also, one of the fun things learned was learning that Tom cannot distinguish between certain colors anymore. And so sorting out cattle became a little harder.
That was hard.
There's no such thing
I was
as
like, get the one with the green tag. He goes, I
Yeah.
can't tell if the damn tag's green or
It,
purple.
it was like blue and purple, I think. Yeah, it was, I couldn't tell the difference between
It
them.
was blue and purple. Yeah, I
But at
remember
the
that.
same time, there's always a job that Tom can do, and so I went out and moved outside to help her a little. And somebody like Mo went in there and sorted out the ones, and then brought them over.
He's really good at holding cows in a certain spot.
Yeah.
So, but we all have had some great adventures.
We have.
And since and it has been 3 years since we've all hung out.
Yeah.
Life just kind of got in the way, and it's sad. And we've just been back here and just been hanging out the last 24 hours. It's been like a massive catch up.
Yeah.
But we appreciate each other's friendship. I do,
Yeah.
and we can not talk for a month or two, and then kind of just catch back up pretty quick. I mean, that's typical how the people that you love the most are the people that get the least amount of your time.
Yeah, it's hard.
It is hard because you have all these other people that are demanding time from you and demanding everything, and next thing you know, years went by and you haven't talked to so and so, you haven't done this, you haven't done that, and it's sad, and then it just but
So the key to that is everybody that is watching this today, reach out to somebody that you haven't talked to, that you just miss talking to. Don't worry about what this part or that part. Just pick up the phone and call, and it's going to be an amazing thing. It's an amazing gift, and give that person some time. And your time is, like Mo said earlier, is precious. And love that little bit of time that you have with each other, and just really give it to each other. It's awesome.
yeah. So, but Thomas, you got anything else you want to add to you?
I don't know.
What's your next great adventure, Thomas?
Well, my next great adventure is whatever's ahead of me.
Whatever.
We'll see. I don't know what it is. We'll see.
We're planning a trip this year. We
You're
don't know
planning a
yet.
trip?
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, so Thomas has got a big RV, and it's set up for him, and Mike's his chauffeur, his designated driver.
I'm what he calls me his leg man.
Yeah.
So I didn't catch that at first. I thought it was an old adage to the to the mafia, being the leg man, the bag man. But I guess I'm his leg man. So, and I have to move him around and do everything. So
No,
that's
they have
fun.
some great adventures. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, we've gone to Mount Rushmore. We've
Oh,
gone
yeah.
to Devil's
And I
Peak.
think
We've gone
Too,
to
one of the best things
Austin,
that ever
Texas.
happened to me
Yeah.
was when you were able to drive,
Yeah.
and me and you no longer had to start having playdates set up.
Yeah, from my wife and his mom.
Yeah.
Infinite wisdom of people. When Thomas and I went on our first adventure together 7 years ago, somebody decided that a guy that has seizures, me, and a guy with no legs and no arm and no eye, said, yeah, those two will be fine together. And just understand that those adventures that first day, it was like
Too much freedom.
if you remember that first day where your dad or your mom handed over the keys to the car to you for the first time by yourself, and you can go anywhere you want, that was kind of how we felt again.
On dirt roads doing donuts.
Yeah, we were doing dirt. Oh man, it was horrible. But we had the best time of our lives, and that
Absolutely.
built a friendship that we've had for years. So it's good.
That's good. Those brotherly bonds is powerful. Is a powerful thing. I mean, no greater love than a man has for another to lay down his life, and maybe not physically dying, but physically designating the time. I mean, everything that you had set up for that day, you're gonna put off, and you're gonna do this. I mean, that is that to me, that's love. That's love. Well, I guess we're gonna go tend to some horses. And Snyder and Thomas, they got to head back down. Got about
Back
a
down.
4 hour trip, and I super appreciate
I'll
your
be
guys' time.
DD down home, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great navigator, by the way.
A horrible navigator.
Man.
'Cause I don't remember anything.
No
I'm a
navigation.
good passenger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
I'm
Mayer's been my
phenomenal.
navigator
Yeah.
for years, and we've ended up in the wrong states.
I
And,
think that
Really?
John, though,
That's
he knows the ice cream places, though.
John,
Right, John?
yeah, so
I don't know, maybe.
yeah, so we can pick on John for a little bit here.
Yeah.
We have we were in Denver, Colorado, and we were heading to Sheridan, Wyoming, and there's a place there in Sheridan called the Cowboy Cafe. And the Cowboy Cafe makes their own pies, and they got good homemade ice cream. And so John says, if you can get there, they close at 9. If you can get there by 8:45, we can get some pie and ice cream. And we are breaking the speed limit just a little bit so I can pull into the Cowboy Cafe so John can get his daggum ice cream.
And pie.
And pie. Yeah. And so we got up in the morning early. That we did get his pie and ice cream. We got up in the morning that early, and since we were leaving Sheridan, we went over there and got pie and ice cream for breakfast. So I mean, John is a sucker for pie and ice cream, and I got tons of pictures to prove it because I always took pictures so I could blackmail him one day.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, well, listen, folks, we are super glad and hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're some of you guys will maybe get to come on some adventures with us. Come check us out. Look us up on Facebook, Forge Valor. Check our website out. Or just if you support us in any way, and if you can't support us financially, support us in prayers. Support us in prayers even if you can support us financially. We do here at Forge Valor believe in prayer. We are just average people, and occasionally we get to do some really awesome, great things. And we couldn't do that. We couldn't do that without your support. The help that Thomas has received and Mike has received between all of Thomas's treatments and everything, a lot of that, we said the EOD Foundation, those are American people giving money so that it can go. There's a lot of great organizations out there that help people in various different areas of their life. And I like to think of ourselves as a great organization. We don't have the resources a lot of those do, so we work with more the different trades. We teach various trades. We do the families. We do horses. We do great adventures. And in all our great adventures, that's how Mike Snyder, on his first adventure with us, we ride horses all day, and then in the evening, we would do leather. And that's where Mike just said, I want to do this more. And that's when he come here to the ranch, and we did leather for 10 days. Leather, boxing, riding. I mean, it was everything.
Although I'm not allowed to do leather.
No,
No,
you
somebody
Thomas
else helps
can't
me out.
handle sharp eyes, razor blades and stuff.
Oh, I'm not afraid of them. Somebody else won't
we're
hold something.
we're afraid of Thomas. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, with all that being said, we greatly appreciate your time that you've taken to watch this. We greatly appreciate all your support and your prayers. And thank you again, and may God be with you.